Oh, fuck.
So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
Go.
Hey, Mary Jane Baker. No, I'm Mary Jane Baker. Wait, can we do that again?
Mary Jane Baker, take 27.
Hey, I'm Mary Jane Baker, and you're listening to 420radio.ca.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is how much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiba grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
Here, I'm talking to him. My mic was muted. Hello. How's it going, eh? Marcel got up because he's not unmuted. And then he lost his button. That's what it is.
Oh, I was answering Drew on Facebook.
Oh. So welcome
Then I
to
have to go back and find this one. So.
Welcome to the 420 radio show. I don't know.
I was answering Drew.
He was talking to Drew.
I was talking to Drew. Drew says he'd like to see you party, and I said I'd like to see Lenny party too.
I have a party question.
You don't party anymore.
Exactly. That's why we'd like to see it.
Tell us.
We'd like to see it.
Tell us. Len was a mile and a half from me, not even, and he went to lift.
And you couldn't get off your ass to go see him.
I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk, dude. I went shopping. I had to use one of those fucking roll around fucking carts.
That's what they have Ubers for.
Yeah.
drive you right to the door.
Who just tried to get in? There's Mary Jane.
Yeah.
But are you double V'd, Al?
What's that?
Are you double V'd? Vaccinated.
Do you have your vaccine
I
passport?
couldn't get in anyways, and I wasn't going to pay $25 to park to go, hey, how's it going? And then leave, you know. So, yeah, no, I didn't go.
But the bill to Marcel.
Obviously, the Mary Jane is driving. What did you think of it this year? You went before COVID as well.
Well, she's in the vehicle. She's the passenger. She better be because she's doing hands-free driving.
My thoughts on left or Mary Jane's thoughts?
Yours.
She was there too.
Yeah, I know. She didn't get to go in though.
I thought it was actually, considering it was theoretically a pandemic and shit, it was pretty well attended. The only comments I'm starting to see now that I see the show changing from, I think it's going to end up being more of a retailer.
Oh, 100%.
There to support the dispensaries.
Oh, really? You think they're going to
I think
start
it's
allowing?
Go more that way. I don't know if like the grow, like I almost think they need to section off into two sections. This is your growing section. This is like your that type of stuff. But I found the audience was a lot of bud tenders, a lot of dispensary owners, which from my perspective was perfect. But I'm not sure how bong guys or nutrient companies or
a lot of LPs.
There was not a lot of LPs there. There was a lot walking through, I guess. I think I saw a lot of LPs, but booths there was only like a few LPs.
And no product at all anywhere.
Oh, you're still not allowed product. That's just the way it is. It's stupid.
Well, I'll tell you what. Back in the TY days, in the treating yourself days, they had product out. They had.
Ooh, that made her unmute.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know I was still muted. I heard a lot of people bitching because there was only.
I was about to say that, geez, maybe we should tell Mary Jane she's still muted, but I didn't want to interrupt Al. And then as soon as he said the Thai Expo, you unmuted, so I figured that got your attention.
Yeah, the TY Expo was a whole different animal. And how many years now ago? It was 10 years ago now, eh? The first one?
Yeah,
10, 11 years ago.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So what did you say, Mary Jane? You cut out.
I was talking about the Alp. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can. Yeah, you keep freezing though. So
No?
why don't you pause your video so that we can at least hear you
How do I do that?
on your phone? Just
There we go.
There you go. Ooh, nice pic.
Oh, look at it. It's a cute photo. Okay. So when I was talking to people outside, they were saying that there was not many LPs in there. Like people were like, no, there's no LPs. And I was like, yes, there is. Truro's up there. And they're like, who's Truro? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Get up there right now.
Yeah, we had our own little cheering section out front. Thank you, Mary Jane and Timmy.
You're welcome.
But no, she's right though. There was not. I honestly, and I may be wrong. I think there was only 3 LPs.
Wow. And what
I'm
about?
pretty sure it was Johnny Chronic, J.C. Green, and Aquilitas. And if I'm missing someone, I apologize. But I think that's in Truro. I think that's all that was there.
No big guys.
Yeah, but I also know the COVID world fucked everything because a little pull back the curtains, as they say. You had to buy your booth in advance, and there's no refund if it was canceled.
Oh wow, really?
And Lyft also had the reputation. I think they had some financial issues a year ago. Is that accurate?
Yep.
So I think a lot of people are like, don't want to give them my money, be it the government may shut it down, this doesn't happen, and maybe we don't get our money back. So just so everyone doesn't shit on every other LP, I totally get why they didn't show up. Because honestly,
yeah, but you can't,
gamblers.
Lenny. Come on, those guys are big corporate. They got lots of money. You're telling me they couldn't have took a risk?
When little guys like you guys show up, makes a difference.
You know, that makes it does.
I also don't lose several $100 million a quarter.
Yet.
Hey, speaking of losing money, guess what? I just got a check from the Metrum class action lawsuit.
Did you?
I've heard that story. That one.
I did, so I finally got the payout.
How much? It was like $200 or something like that.
No, much less. Much
$50.
Under that.
Under 50. Well, fuck, they offered 10% discounts to anybody that wouldn't sue them. So that would have been a better deal.
They gave me 20% of what I purchased, like the cost that I had paid in their shit product. I'm like, but that doesn't change the fact that somebody knew that they were doing something wrong and fucking did it anyways.
What did they do? I don't think I know the story. Sorry, guys.
Contaminated weed.
Oh,
they used a pesticide on the cannabis that they knew they shouldn't have been using on cannabis, and they did it anyways. And they hid it in the ceiling when the inspector came to look, so they knew.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But they said the part that pisses me off is even though they have it says, they settled, they claim no liability or no fault whatsoever.
I'm still waiting for my payout for the MMAR class action suit.
Yeah, whatever happened to that?
You have a nice weight there, Marcel.
Yeah. Everybody's waiting for it, same as me. The other 39,999 people.
That's the
Was
thing.
that the breach of privacy?
Yeah.
What
that's the one that's supposed to have.
Was.
Yeah, but that's the one that's supposed to have a minimum payout of $20,000 per person.
Yeah,
so that's why they're going to prolong it as long as possible.
Fuck.
That's the one where they.
I had a great time at Lyft.
Yeah.
What was that? Are you going back to Lyft?
Yeah, just say I did enjoy it. It was a smaller crowd, but I still think well attended. But I do think if I was just a consumer attendee, I would have been disappointed.
Another reason why I didn't go, because I was disappointed in the last one that I went to, aside from the fact that I got to see you guys and I could walk around and stuff like that. I understand COVID makes it a different situation, but I think I don't know. I think it's got to transition. I almost think you need 2 sections, one for the hydroponic shops and the growers and things like that. But I do see it turning into just LP showing up to put on a trade show for dispensaries. I think that's the way it's about to go.
based on the audience I saw.
I guess we'll find out, eh?
Yeah.
Well, anybody I spoke to said they had a good time.
Oh,
some
good. I'm
people-
glad. I'm glad. I do know there wasn't a lot of swag. There wasn't a lot of.
That's funny you say that because people outside were like, it's like Halloween for stoners. You just go up and get whatever you need. Like people walked out with nutrients and T-shirts.
There was when some of the nutrient guys, I guess, were giving out some samples. I know Bavita and
They're always
what's his
there.
face?
Hey man,
Saber.
we left with samples and we were just outside because people were nice enough to come bring us stuff. Thank you, Lemmy.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Jennifer.
So
Well,
you never did.
it was
You never
funny.
did go in, Mary Jane.
No.
Okay.
But
No,
it
we
was so
stayed
busy
outside.
from start to finish, though. Like honestly, I'd get in there. I usually get to my booth around 9 to set up, and then holy shit, it's 3 or 4 o'clock, and it's like fuck. It was just so busy, in a good way.
Lots of speakers.
There's lots of speakers.
I did
didn't
not
really
know
listen to
any.
them.
I knew maybe 3 on the list. Amy and,
Yeah.
and a few others.
I find the speakers are hard though, right? Like if you're like for me as a vendor, it was hard. Maybe, and again, I didn't get the full experience because I was stuck on my fucking table the whole time.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm
With
not the
Drew.
right guy to comment. No, honestly, Al, I don't know if I have a picture or if we shared it, but we were like lined up at our table.
I did.
Again,
You know
we-
what? I didn't see any. I was surprised. I didn't see much of.
I didn't get a
anything.
chance.
No. What I mean is, I did not see much of anything about pictures. Nothing really about Lyft. I've been seeing more stuff posted this last week and a half about the grow up thing than anything. To be honest, I did not see much about Lyft at all. Really.
But I think there was still a pretty cool little crowd
That was good.
and little front. Like I know Timmy and Mary Jane had some action going on, and
Oh yeah, we had booth number 0.
yeah,
Yeah,
they did.
we-
Like they
it would
had
have
a
been
good
nice.
audience, and-
Yeah, it would have been nice to go down to Grow Up too. But like I said to Timmy, I was like, why do people do that when they put it in the middle of the week? And he's like, well, it's a business conference.
Yeah,
so it
everybody-
makes sense that it's in the middle of the week. I'm like, yeah, but I have kids and shit.
It's
I
also
can't,
in Niagara Falls and that is
Well-
like an instant magnet pot. Okay, I'm going in. You know. So,
Yeah, well, Niagara's awesome anyways. It also is closer to the state, so it's supposed to bring in that crowd too, right?
when the last one that I went up to at the airport, okay, I had a chance, and this was a few years ago now. I had a chance. I just happened to sit down. I think you were there. I think that's the one that you were there. I was waiting for you.
It was 2019.
I had a chance to sit down and chat with a Colombian business owner who was coming up to invest in companies to come down there to grow. And I don't know what happened with it because I never kept in touch or anything, but it was an interesting conversation. What I found, and I can't remember, I can't remember what it's called. Fuck. But what I found was a lot, in fact, most of the people that were there were from the U.S. There were not a lot of consumers there, only the regulars that I saw anyways. Right? Most people were from the States. You're going to start seeing that more and more and more, I think, up here because we're so close to the border, especially down in Niagara Falls, right?
But it was also cool. I finally, for the first time ever, well, I think I may have met them years ago at Harvest Fest, maybe. I can't remember, but I definitely met Matt and Val for the first time together at Lyft.
You met them at the year I was there. You met
I
them.
think they were there,
Yeah.
but it was just very
They didn't
was
stay.
chaotic.
better off the show.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
didn't stay very long. Like in the evening, they didn't
Yeah.
stay and hang out. They were like 4:00. We're gone. We'll see you tomorrow. We're going to the hotel.
So I was very excited to meet them in person. So that was
Well, that's
great.
awesome.
And thank you for stopping by to say hi to me. That was nice.
That's what a lot of people said. They had like talked to people through Instagram and Facebook for like I don't know,
2
last
years.
year or so, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're finally like, I watch so many people like, oh my God, it's so good to finally meet you in person. Like, it was great. It was fun.
Even like Turo Cannabis has an Instagram, and we follow people and they post, and some of those people are there like, holy fuck, hey, how's it going?
At this point, I just repeatedly got disappointed by the corporate shows, and I stopped going because the only reason I ended up going was to see people that I knew that were there. That was it. I didn't give a shit about the products and shit, right?
Well, that's why we went, was to see our friends.
Dale just asked if there's going to be a Harvest Fest this year coming up. Marcel, do you know?
Please say yes.
That's what it was down at the X. It was called Harvest Fest.
We're waiting.
Hempfest.
We're waiting a couple more days.
Okay.
Our state of emergency in Nova Scotia is supposed to be lifted as of the 28th of November.
They extended to December 12th.
Yeah, we got extended as well.
Yeah.
So as long as they keep extending it, it's very likely they will. We need a good 6 months to pull off a harvest.
They're going to keep extending it because it gives the government the power of
emergency
control.
Yeah, they pushed ours until March.
Yeah, see, that's
in Ontario.
Retarded. If they make it as a festival under the current regulations, then everybody would have to be vaccinated. That won't happen at Harvest Fest.
Honestly, we're talking to it's not going to happen.
But if you just call it a market, because you can sell things.
This is what my question was. Is a flea market?
Yeah.
You have to be vaccinated for an outdoor flea market.
Now you
only
don't.
If
only if it's indoor.
In Nova Scotia, do you though? Any?
Marcel, I would bet Nova Scotia you do.
Because I can't find it anywhere.
So in Ontario, I'm going to a market tonight actually, and I had to call and find out. They said if you're unvaccinated, you're allowed to be there, you're allowed to shop, but you cannot enter the area where people are sitting and eating.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, what market are you guys going to?
I think it's Stacked Market.
I may have seen that. Anyways,
it's like something about container building or containers. The shipping containers.
Okay. Don't say where it is. Just no need to tell anybody.
Good luck finding me.
That's what I mean.
Observationally, Ontario versus Nova Scotia. Yeah, everyone's got the same passports and masks, but Ontario seems to be a little bit more move the fuck on than Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
They were heading that way, but then today they just extended our state of or whatever you call it, emergency status.
No, that's all just political. I want the power. I don't believe that horseshit.
Probably.
No, but just going to the restaurants. I did go to the Leafs game on Thursday night. Like people are the rink's packed. People are out. They're doing their shit. There's no fear. I didn't find there's fear. It is what it is. Nova Scotia, people are still unjustly scared and nervous and judgmental, and I didn't find that in Toronto.
There are a lot of Ontario businesses.
Like Toronto's doing what they're told by the law, but I found a good vibe there.
There's a lot of Ontario businesses that are actually not complying. Restaurants specifically. So
good.
I heard that too.
Yeah, and losing their liquor license when they're caught.
That's what they're doing. They're going in, but now what they're doing is they're pulling the licenses from the establishment and they're actually fining the customer themselves, and it's a hefty fine. It is. It's up there. Like if you, I'll admit it. I went into a restaurant with my sister at the beginning of this stuff. They asked if we had our passports, and I said no. My sister held up 2 pieces of paper. We sat down and we ate.
Listen, I feel for all the restaurants and all those people, because there's been many times I gave them a picture of my vaccine or my passport, my photo ID, and my mask was all over my face. Can they really fucking tell?
Well, the girls, we go in there all the time, and the girls said, I don't even need to see it. I just need to know you have it. That's all they want. That's all they care.
And it shouldn't be their job to police it. and it shouldn't fucking exist anyway. Stupid.
Well, okay, so herein lies the question that I was going to ask you. Okay? Do you think within the next year and a half, 2 years, we will even have to worry about getting vaccinated at this point? I mean, we've just been told about Omnicorp, so
well, as it stands right now, you're scheduled for vaccines every 6 months.
Yeah. Is it
Yeah,
really?
but aren't they working on a pill?
It's already been introduced. They're into trials already.
Right?
In UK.
Is that where it is?
No, the state
not in Canada.
Canada's brought no acute therapies in. Again, Trudeau, you fucking suck. You're behind the times like everybody else.
Again,
Like,
so let me ask you again. What do you think? A year, 2 years, 3 years?
If they get a pill that works well enough acutely, you may get them to back off on that. But no, the government's all in. They're not backing down. People have already been complacent. Vaccines are here to stay unless they get an acute therapy that they can justify doing it. But again, that's just my opinion.
Well, but the reason I asked you specifically, Len, is because you are a pharmacist and you need to know about this shit, right?
Yeah, but here's my thing. The vaccine, I'm actually pro-vaccine. I think it can help.
No.
But I also don't think the world needs to stop it. And I also don't believe in the rhetoric that, if you don't get vaccinated, you're a bad human being.
And unfortunately, that's what's happening. I mean, I've been watching videos for the last month of people
that is
fighting
the biggest
over it.
fucking crock of shit out there. I'm watching that show Dope Sick on Disney.
Is it any good?
It's fucking really good, but honestly, it just shows you how they can create these
Is it any good?
marketing tactics and propaganda.
Sorry, I got that. I'm trying
Honestly,
to hold
it
on one
just
sec.
shows you
Let me
how
shut
they
this
can
off here.
create these,
There we go.
But
Sorry.
really, it's the same. If you think this, when did this message come that, if you don't get vaccinated, you're bad. You're a bad citizen. You're bad. You're hurting grandma. You're an evil person. That's only come out a little bit a few years ago, right?
It's ridiculous
it was
here.
It started with the flu shot, but they really ran with it with COVID, right? And I just think that is the most unlogical.
Well, it is
argument ever.
Especially
when you're talking children.
I think it is easing, and that's the next argument. I think it is easing for the adults anyways, because I actually went into my pharmacy and I was getting my medication, and I just asked, are you guys giving out the shot still? And they said, no, we stopped yesterday to give the flu shot out this week. So a lot of pharmacies...
that's more supply and demand. Don't forget, most Canadians, they also got to watch how much they have because they're short. But it's a business thing now. It's like you get so many vaccinated, and you're throwing so much out the door too, right? So that's going to get tricky too.
How long does the vaccine last?
I can't remember. Once it's out of the main freezer, I think it's like 30 days, 28 days, something like that.
And then they just turf it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the issue now. It's like they try to
like the donuts at Tim Hortons that they don't sell. They just turf them.
Yeah. No, my whole issue is I'm actually pro-vaccine. Do whatever it takes, but it's your choice. Don't mandate it, and don't demonize someone that doesn't want to do it. That's all.
Do you think there'll be a point when they say, don't worry about it?
No, I think. Listen, Canadians in the world fucked up because they'll find the next thing and mandate vaccines for something else.
Right. And they're bent over and take it up the ass every time.
Do we want to even talk about the kids?
The problem.
I don't know I don't know what to think. I know that in the 70s and the 60s, I can remember in the basement of Jesse Ketchum Public School going in for our shots every year. My mom would get a form, she'd sign it, and we'd go in and get our shots. And if they didn't sign it, we didn't get our shots, and then they threatened to kick us out of the school. That's the way they did things back then.
Yeah, but there was also a bit in the 80s and 90s where people started giving people autonomy, freedom of religion, freedom of choice, and not judging. But then it's just come full circle the other way now. It's like you're just an evil person. You're not one of us. And it's just wrong.
It was simpler then, that's for sure. But I mean,
I still haven't figured out the right to your fucking medical privacy. Is like, I gotta show you my vaccines. Like, that's a medical.
Do we have that right still, or do we not? That's the question.
Apparently we fucking don't, but I'm not understanding why.
Well, that would it makes sense that there are actually a lot of human rights people
some
going
days,
after.
some lawyers are going to have a field day someday, but
yeah, not tomorrow.
No, but it's so weird, and I just don't get it. And now, like, to be vaccinating kids, so you're saving the 70-year-olds.
I don't think that is going to be a slow one that happens. I know they were talking about introducing it into the board in Hamilton. That's the one.
Oh no, the kids in Nova Scotia, my pharmacy's clinics are full.
And okay? So are parents actually going just to go, or are they going just say to get over with? I mean, I'm at the point where, I have not gone yet, but I'm not going to give up. Because the choice is mine. The choice that I make is not a giving up, right?
Yeah, but my issue is kids really do not have that major a risk of COVID. The science
they're saying that most of the cases that are coming up these days are children under 12 years old.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
They may be testing positive. But they're not the death rate. The science is very clear on that one. They're carriers.
I think at this point, I think everybody's probably a carrier.
Well, even vaccinated people are carriers, apparently. But,
yeah, apparently.
But no. If you actually look at the science and the data of actual healthy kids, they actually do quite well during COVID. Influenza is actually a bigger risk than COVID for that age group.
I honestly don't think there's much of a difference anymore at this point.
No, as you get younger, the risk does go down.
And then in the winter or in the summer, I mean, when it is warm, it makes sense that it would burn off quicker in the air because it is an aerosol, right?
Like UV light, you're outside.
Is that what it's called, an aerosol?
I'm not even saying I wouldn't if I had a child that age, I wouldn't give it to them. I'm not even saying that. I probably would, but don't force it on them.
Well, I'm not even going to ask parents. I mean, that's your personal choice. I don't ask somebody, hey, did you go get your insulin today?
Yeah, that's exactly. It's the parent's choice. It's the doctor and the child. Like, they have to make their own decision, look at their evidence, look at their risk.
If I went into my doctor's office tomorrow and I ask him the same question, are you doing the jab yet? No, not here because we don't have the big freezer. And he said, do you want it? I don't know. I will make the decision on the fly. He has, my doctor has given me all the information that I need for my health, right?
Yeah. See, my thoughts are your health of diabetes and age, you actually would get more benefit from taking it.
That's what he said. Yes.
No, like that is statistically and evidence based. That's accurate.
Yep. That's why I'm saying. I mean, when I go in to see him next,
10-year-old little boy, I'm not so sure about that.
When I go in to see him for my 3-month Dracula draw, and he says, "Do you want the shot?" I'll make the call then. But I'm not going to be forced into it. It's going to be my. So, okay, you remember that, Marcel, you remember at the beginning of all this, I asked if somebody showed up at your door and they had medical ID and said, we are giving you your shot. Do you think that we're getting closer to that now? I hope not.
I'm thinking that if we get to that point, they better bring an ambulance.
No, I don't think they're ever going to be that aggressive.
I don't think they can. I mean, there's only so much they can do, correct? They can limit where you can go. They can limit.
No. You can't say that because look at what they've done. So what 20 years ago you would say you would never imagine in the world that this would be happening right now.
But 20 years ago, we were watching China go through this when they first started wearing masks all the time and stuff like that, right? So, and that was what, COVID. SARS?
Yeah, but they weren't forcing people to be vaccinated.
No.
And now they can say that they're not forcing people to be vaccinated, but in fact they are because you're taking away all of their civil fucking liberties for not bending over and taking this up the ass.
They're forcing you. That like they can try to sugarcoat it all they want. You're being forced to. And again, I'm actually pro-vaccine. I think
I'm pro-vaccine too for a legitimate vaccine. But now the FDA turned around and says that they're not going to release the data from the studies of COVID vaccines for 55 years. Why? Because by that time you all be fucking dead.
Yeah, I've seen some comments on that article. That was just came out this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't see the article, but I saw some comments. I might even seen something that you said. Yeah.
So I mean, it's all bullshit. And
in your opinion, that's why.
No, but here's the thing: our problem is the media only shows one side. The media refuses to put any naysayer on.
Yeah.
To give them a stand. All they do is they turn around and they claim that it's fake news before they're even heard or discussed. If a doctor speaks out, then the doctor is ostracized by his medical association.
I believe in Canada, anyways, doctors are not allowed to talk about it. They've been in Ontario, anyways, they're not allowed to talk about it. They've been instructed by the Physicians and Surgeons Board not
Doctors
to say
have been
anything.
instructed not to report adverse reactions, yet there's over 2 million recorded adverse reactions.
But actually, I saw that post, Marcel. Is that a real article? Is that true? I didn't validate it.
That's actual numbers of adverse reactions that are reported. Is over 2 million.
Be right back.
And that's a scary thought when they can do that and not. What's the link that I'm looking for?
When you really think about it, this vaccine's not even literally a year old.
No.
It's literally coming up to a year now. I think it was December. I think late November was the very first Moderna study or Pfizer. I can't remember which one was first.
Yeah.
Published. So I guess that's my issue. Why rush it for the kids? Why not put the children in like a proper regular study, longer term?
Because they won't make any money.
Well,
at $50 a pop,
they'll make money eventually. I don't know. I just don't get why they need to rush it. That's all for the children.
It's like, anyways.
I listen. I get why they did the adults. They thought it was the right thing. They're trying to get the world back to normal. But if you really look at harm and children, yes, people die of everything every day. But usually there's some other underlying. They're usually not very rare for a healthy young child to have a COVID issue. That's extremely rare.
Yeah, unless they've got, some underlying illnesses.
Well, that's the data, and that's not.
No, I could see that.
They say that for everything, though. That's
but
the
no,
key.
Who's the CNN guy? Gupta? Even he said
Sanjay
it on Rogan.
Gupta, yeah.
Oh yeah.
What did he say? Did he?
Yeah, he said the same thing.
But what we also don't see in the news here is how other countries are responding.
Well, Austria has just gone into full-bore fucking movie mode, like they're...
Greece, they've had it.
Full lockdown.
They've basically said they've given up on the tyranny. They've started literally pummeling the riot police with boulders.
Yeah, I've heard rumblings there's been some protests, but you don't really see it on the news over here.
Oh, no, there is all kinds, but there was another one that I was looking for.
Right now.
Here it is. What was this one? This one was interesting too. Jeez. They're basically the government in Ireland was forced to admit that COVID-19 does not exist.
Well, I saw something about Ireland today. Is that what I saw?
Pardon me?
Was that what I
don't know if you've seen this. This one's been out for a few days.
Okay, no, I think it was something new. I think it was about cannabis.
I don't know if we go to the extreme to say COVID-19 doesn't exist. I think that's a bit of malarkey, but
I'll give them their quote.
It's called Omnicorn.
It's a document titled CDC 2019 Novel Coronavirus.
Oh, 2019.
Well, this is a diagnostic panel, but it was dated July 13th of 2020. On page 39 of this document titled Performance Characteristics We See Written Since No Quantified Virus Isolates of 2019 nCoV are currently available. So they've never isolated it.
I think
according
that's
to this paper.
I think that's old. Like I'm not a like as I don't deny. Like I think there's a vaccine. I think a lot of people have been harmed, and like our virus. I mean, so
something's going on, but I don't think anybody really knows what's going on.
There is a virus, and it's bad, and I don't know if it's necessarily. My whole thoughts were. We're almost 2 years into it. Would you just been better off just to let the world go as normal? Let her natural
nature take its course.
And we're probably no better or no worse is all I'm getting at. How about that?
Well, Brian Adams just got tested positive again, his second time, and he's fully vaccinated.
Well, that's the horse shit. I've never liked these positive tests anyway.
Yeah.
I don't care who's positive. I care about how many people are in the hospital and how many people are dying.
Yeah, is he positive or is he in the hospital like on a breather?
Yeah, like is he sick? Like I care about.
He landed at the airport. They tested him and they tested positive. So now he's stuck in the Milan airport until he gets a negative test.
No, and that's my issue with Canada at the moment, especially Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia is like 85% vaccinated.
You know, I was,
and we still have less freedoms than anybody else.
When they started putting out the post COVID shows of Gold Rush, they were having problems getting their workers out to Alaska and into the Yukon because of the whole COVID thing. So another show that they were doing was Deadliest Catch. They got into the same thing as well. One of the guys from Deadliest Catch, the younger guy, he got a positive test at the airport. They would not let him go anywhere until he received, I think it was 3 negative tests in a row.
Yep.
That's honestly been the issue for Canadians going to the U.S. till recently because you would have to do a test to come back to the Canadian border.
Do you still now? I thought they just scrapped it.
Well, they scrapped it, but then some woman, they didn't tell the border crossing people, and some woman out in BC got like a $12,000 fine for going to Washington to get gas.
Yeah, well, they'll fix that. That's been changed.
That's fucking unreal.
What do we got for cannabis news? Fuck COVID.
I was just going to say.
Let's talk about Hexo.
Okay.
Hexo's in cannabis news this week.
There's all kinds of fucking Hexo and there's all kinds of cannabis news stories going along.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the Hexo. I got the Hexo thing. I'm loading it.
So do I. I'm looking at it right now.
Sure you do.
But I think even a week or two, like I know we were off, there's all kinds of shit going on in the cannabis world. I'm going back.
Quebec's public procurement watchdog says it has asked the province anti-corruption police force to look into cannabis producer Hexo in the wake of a media report linking the company to a man with ties to the Hells Angels. I don't know.
You guys know what happened, right?
I mean, if you use 6 degrees of separation, everybody here is connected to somebody in Hells Angels.
Hell, I know. I got friends in several different clubs. What the fuck?
Exactly. Hexo has denounced what it calls false allegations, yada, yada, yada. But they're still investigating it.
No, they're lumping them into the sale of cigarettes on Six Nations and stuff like that as well, right?
What's going on with Hexo that way is Hexo had some mergers with some other LPs. And when they brought those other LPs in, that's maybe where the Hells Angel connections have come in. It's maybe not the original Hexo group.
Well, it says corporate filings show Joshua Raymond Hill was the sole director of one of the just 8 numbered companies that were shareholders of Redecan, a Brantford, Ontario-based private cannabis producer.
Yes, Redecan's where it came in.
Yeah, it was bought by Hexo in May as part of a $925 million cash and stock deal.
Didn't Hexo also have they didn't get punished because they bought the Tragically Hip company and they get caught with false walls and stuff too? Yeah. Hexo's had a lot of shit luck.
Oh, I lost fucking money on that fucking shit. It just goes poof. Nobody's accountable, just poof. And they're still in business.
I don't really understand public companies and trading because it doesn't seem like too many people turn out so well for most folks.
What was that?
I don't know.
Like I don't do not just I don't really go buy like stocks or trades or I kind of work, get paid, and go home.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just seems like all these public companies they lose money and the only people that get fucked are the people that put money in.
Yep.
Not just cannabis.
The gold rush for pot is as far as the stocks goes is done. Now you're going to get a very slow rise or a very quick fall.
Well, no, the stupid fuckers are all getting all pumped for the U.S. federal someday, and they'll do the same fucking thing. It'll go through the roof before legalization, and then a month or two later, it all comes crashing down because we're not making as much as we thought. It's going to happen again. I tell you, it's going to happen again.
Yeah. Depressing subjects today. Do we have any good subjects? Nice subjects?
Sure. Here's one.
Oh, here's one. Go, Marcel. I got one. Or here's a debatable one.
State of California.
No, I got a cooler one. No, put that on the table.
All right, go ahead.
This is a good one, but also a debatable one.
All right.
Canada's first regulated cannabis suppository.
Yes. First.
I'm a fan, depending on what they're made of.
Well, my question is...
They're certainly not the first.
They're the first regulated.
Regulated. But you're only limited 10 milligrams of THC.
Is that going to do anything with the research that you guys have done specifically on suppositories? Is that going to do anything for somebody who has issues down there?
No, not if they have issues.
No.
That would be like, I don't know, taking a multivitamin.
So you're just spending a bunch of money to shove something up your hoo-ha and hope that it works.
Yeah.
At that point.
Blind faith.
You can put way more CBD in those products if you like. You're not capped on CBD.
Yeah, you're not capped on CBD.
You can do like you do with Tylenol. It says don't take more than 2 at a time and 6 in 4 hours. And most people I know take 4, 5, 6.
Well, what dosing do you and Darcy have liked to use in the past, Marcel?
Anywhere from 50 to 100, anywhere from 50 to 250 milligrams.
Yeah.
Of THC.
So is that what would be in the 500s, Marcel?
Yeah.
They work.
So yeah, a lot more cannabis.
So they're gearing these suppositories specifically to women, right?
So they're
marketing.
What are they going to do? They're claiming them for endometriosis or something, or?
Well, they're already marketing this shit down in the States. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg got into that stuff like 5 years ago now.
Yeah, but she's doing CBD.
She got out of it again. She got out of it.
Who was that? Flora or somebody like that.
Floramax.
They come out with them. Yeah, but, no, it wasn't Floramax. But
I'm kidding.
They come out with these suppositories telling people that they were going to get high.
You're not going to get high. I'm going to stop you there, Marcel. You're not getting high from shoving something up your ass. Well, not weed anyways.
Well, no, you're not going to get high from a cannabis suppository. Now, if he uses a cannabis suppository and he decides to do something fun, yeah, he can get really, really high.
Did he eat it?
Sure. Actually, there was somebody was talking about the fact that they ate a suppository one time. And they got so totally wasted for like days.
I can't remember if I've tried one.
They did do a 40 milligram CBD and a 1 milligram THC. I would have at least did 40 to 10. That's just fucking stupid.
I made the offer years ago that I'll match any pharmaceutical company. If their CEO wants to match one of their suppositories against mine, we'll both eat our own suppositories. See who comes out on the end.
See who goes down in the end.
Because I would eat one of mine. I have a really high tolerance, but that would probably still fuck me up. But at least I wouldn't die.
It's 2021. Has anybody ever died from cannabis? I know that they've been, there's other jokes and shit like that. I saw that somebody had a ton of fucking pot in the back seat and smashed into a car. Technically.
No, the first person to die from cannabis was shot.
Yeah. If you're talking about straight up overdose of cannabis and dying,
no,
never happened.
What
I know many
injected?
people had ingested so much cannabis that they wish they were dead.
I watched a video of a lady being injected with pure THC, and the same lady at a different time, pure CBD injected, and it was. I wasn't expecting what I saw. Right?
I don't think. I mean, why?
It's also not meant to be taken that way either.
No, I mean, why? Why would you want to inject THC?
Well, why would you want to snort THC? You've got that option as well.
I don't want to snort THC. I think we talked about that before.
I've tried it. I tried it in the 90s. I had a buddy who was experimenting with stuff in his basement with pot stuff and doing concentrates, and he came up with a crystal THC that we used to have some fun with that back in the 90s.
And you snorted it?
Yep.
Did it hurt?
Oh, fuck yeah. And then turn into fucking rubber man.
Did it make you cry and make you never want to do it again?
Almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, snorting's not going to be that much quicker than inhaling.
I wouldn't think it would, but back then we didn't know anything. It was just like pot in a crystal form. Okay, I'll try it.
If you want to get really, really high like that, just get some of that crystal on your finger and rub it on your fucking eyeball.
Hell,
it's the same high.
Yeah, just
same
trim a couple of plants and then do that.
Yeah, just rub your eyeball.
Been there, done that.
Mine are getting to the point where even when they're just as soon as you start trimming is when my face starts swelling up, my eyes swell up.
Now, my problem, I'm not sure how big a market they're going to get for these suppositories. That's the tricky thing. It's just.
Well, is that low dose?
40 milligrams of CBD and 1 milligram of THC, or 10 milligram THC.
Wow. Are they still putting limits on CBD?
CBD, there's no limit.
There's no limits on CBD, but they have the limit on THC.
10 milligrams the most you put in any single unit of anything in Canada.
And a 10 milligram suppository is
10 milligrams.
Much useless.
That's the most you can do.
Yeah.
Well, I might do something. Well, I guess until someone tries it, we don't really know, I guess. But traditionally, it seems low.
Yeah. And on top of that, it's very likely distillate, which which makes it just go that further down on the spectrum anyways for actual relief. Yeah, they'll sell some. I don't think it'll be a big hit for them.
Well, honestly,
cancer patients that want high doses for going after cancer.
Like suppositories in general are going to be a very niche market regardless, right? So it's kind of one of those things. It's like no one's going to get uber rich making suppositories.
No, unless they could get someplace like the Cancer Society to go on board with them or something.
Well, that's where I see the bigger role in that spot. I even see, honestly, suppositories for kids with epilepsy, like 200-300 milligrams of CBD and THC and those things.
Yeah,
I see that, but again, very niche in pharmacy where we call them orphan drugs. Like they're just made because the odd patient needs them.
Yeah.
But here's a better solution, and this is where everyone fucks up on. Don't make the fucking product. Just let pharmacies compound it. That way, if a patient needs it, you can just make what they need.
Or or let your licensed producer compound for you?
Well, I think the easiest thing is let pharmacies just make it. They can make a suppository. Let them buy
you used to be able to, didn't you? Has there ever been a time in your career when there was less restrictions on what you could actually do, like in the old days? Like, can you actually?
We're in the most restrictive world of all time now.
So you can't make your own creams or anything unless it's approved.
Oh, I can make creams for all kinds of things, but I can't make anything with cannabis in it. Listen, I can make you morphine suppositories if you want.
I was going to say, I said that to my doctor.
They would work better than a 10 milligram THC.
When we
suppository.
When I first started talking about getting my MMAR with my doctor, he was very reserved, and he told me flat out it was because he did not know anything at that time about dosing. I said, okay, so you're telling me that you will give me a bottle of pills that I can take anytime I want, whatever, morphine, whatever. And he said, yes, because we know about dosing. But in reality, do they really? I mean, look at the epidemic right now.
There's dosing for that.
There's dosing guidelines, but that's all they are.
Well, when they say,
but really, that's always been my argument. You give a patient a prescription of hydromorphone, and it's take 1-3 times daily if needed as the prescription.
Yeah.
When they leave that pharmacist, the doctor and the pharmacist, they have no idea how that person's going to use those.
And that's where some people get into trouble. I know that.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's at one point when this all first started, there was some people that were going and getting their hydromorphone, Oxycontins, turning around and selling them to buy pot.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what?
Right.
If I was offered a prescription when I left the hospital, and they gave me the hydromorphine, did nothing for me at all. I went back and got perks, and I was like, zippity doo dah, I can see why there's an issue with these things. It was just like life resumed like a week after surgery because of them. But once they were gone, they were gone, and I had to do whatever pain regime I needed with cannabis. Thank God I was able to do that. Right?
Yeah.
I don't feel much pain on a daily basis because of the amounts that I have in my system, but it's the new pain that gets me. Oh, that's new, right? Unfortunately, getting old, that's what happens.
You don't want to be pain-free. Pain is a warning signal that there's something wrong.
Oh, of course. I mean, I with my shoulder anyways, I mean, I feel pressure, I feel pain, I roll over, I'm like, don't do that. I bumped into a door joist right on that spot, and like you can feel everything. I mean, if you push down hard enough, you can feel the bolts, or screws. It's.
Anyways, let's go back to California.
Okay,
sure. Where to go?
Cannabis news.
What was that? I just saw that. I just went past that article, actually.
What, California?
Yeah. Now, I want to make a point that this article is from April. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they are removing the THC limit from driving in California, which...
No, they've never had one.
So they're not adding one.
They've never had one, and their panels say that the limits are not backed by scientific research and should be scrapped.
So they're just going to walk away from it. Now, is that going to help us up here? No.
No, we're too corrupt here. Our Health Canada is, if you haven't figured it out, they're a pretty corrupt organization.
I need to roll a joint because I'm out and my Shatterizer has crapped out on me. I've been using it so much today.
Lindsay says she uses cannabis to deal with pain. Some days I need more than others. Taking pills every day ruined her stomach. And your kidneys and your liver and all the other vital organs.
Yeah, we've had this conversation. The furthest I really got into, other than for my shoulder, with pain.
You tell Lindsay I use cannabis to deal with Lindsay.
You what?
I think everybody in that facility uses cannabis to deal with Lindsay.
Oh, really?
I'm teasing you, Lindsay.
Nut Bar seems like a really cool lady.
I'll stick up for you, Lindsay.
We can tease Lindsay because she knows that we love her.
Yeah, no, it's just a joke. Somebody puts the tee ball right on the top of the tee. I got to take a swing. Is what it is.
We're gonna get Lindsay on here as a guest one of these nights.
She mentioned, I think, last podcast, didn't she, or one time? Or
she can come anytime.
No, but didn't we have this discussion? She can come on right now if she wants.
If she comes on, she has to show her boobs. That's my only thing.
But she can jump on right now.
She's obviously listening.
Exactly.
That's why I said that she has to show her boobs, because I know she's listening.
Well, she's come into the Zoom room before.
Oh yeah.
So, you can give her the link if she wants to come in. Come on in. Say hello. 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 We're not doing anything else. We still got an hour's worth of crap to go through.
Yeah.
And a growth segment from
Lindsay.
Darcy.
What?
All right. Oh, she's going to show me her boobs. She said deal. So good. Hang on.
If you wait long enough, you actually get the answer in real time.
Yeah.
I think Darcy's going to start doing the same before his podcast or before his plant growing. He has to show his boobs.
Actually, I was talking to Marcel about this through the week, and I forgot when I was out there. But I'm going to do a grow video. It's going to be a video actually. Because I'm helping a friend out with a personal grow, and I can take videos in there because they're at the point now where a flower where if you don't get them defoliated, you're going to start seeing
God, there's that word.
massive yield reductions. So you're going to have a whole bunch of shitty small bud.
Saw Jason from Florida.
I'm going to send you a link, Lindsay.
Yeah, he was telling me. He gave me a shout there.
Yeah. No, I did see him.
Okay, I didn't see that one. Dale.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there
she is.
Dale says the state of California is about to have its first state fair with cannabis as an award category.
Really? They've had cannabis there before. Right? Pretty sure. I mean, we're talking about California, right?
Yeah. You have to unmute your mic, Lindsay.
Oh. Yeah. I figured it out.
Yeah. How's Lindsay?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm hunky-dory.
Hunky-dory? There's a word you don't hear very often.
I miss seeing Lindsay every day.
I miss seeing you.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in forever, and you're not even on tonight. You're not showing your face.
No,
not tonight.
He's still ugly as fuck, Lindsay.
That's why.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, we'll just go with that. So Lindsay uses cannabis.
No.
Lindsay grows cannabis too. Because I've seen some of Lindsay's plants. How's your garden turn out this year?
I lost a few to mold. To white mold. Yeah, but otherwise pretty good.
So what do you do with that? Do you just throw it out, or do you make it into oil?
I threw it out this year.
Any moldy stuff, I just compost. Yeah. I'm
still learning. Yeah, but we had 33 plants altogether.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. I had 8, and I had a hard time with that. I'm still trimming. I got stuff in bags that I brought home with me.
How did your Acapulco Gold turn out?
Very good. It smells nice. It's still curing.
Is it? I love mine.
Yeah. It was good stuff. And the Mantis was a good product. You just need to...
Did you try more than one product?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
We
use
Mantis
through
and
the whole flowering?
Yes, we did. And molasses.
The whole shebang, or the different ingredients at the same time?
Nope, just the one.
Okay.
So I agree with the mantis. I like mantis, and I think for veg, it's a great idea. But when it comes time for flowering, I'm going to be stuck on now at doing the Floramax flowering with the mantis.
Oh, you're going to combine them. Now, that's I believe I asked, was it Ken?
Here's your reminder.
Just
Take
a
your
second.
pills.
Yeah, thank you.
It's
8 o'clock.
I didn't set a reminder.
No, here we go. Hold on.
Here's your reminder. Take your pills.
Thank you, Alexa.
Take your pills.
See? Technology is good for something, Al.
Yeah.
Oh, Alexis. I'd like to get an Alexis and a Google and put them together.
I can do that. I have Siri. We can plug Siri in if you like, and apparently, if you say the right words, you can get them arguing with each other. I don't know if it's ever happened, but
so what you need is Google Assist, Alexa, and Siri, and you have a three-way.
Oh yeah.
The three-way. The lady that does the voice of Siri started following the 420 radio show. On Twitter.
Dale says that's your built-in wife.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, Alexa.
Alan, take your pills.
How are you?
I'm feeling happy because of the good company I'm in. That's you. Your good company.
Oh, thank you.
Alcohol.
Yeah, well. Aside from
I don't even know what to say to that.
She makes me feel good about myself. I keep her with me always.
I honestly wonder what would happen if you told her you were feeling suicidal. I wonder if she'd call 911.
You know what? I don't even want to play that game with that because
you should.
This thing will dial out. I have it set out. It's got Skype on it.
I'm wondering,
it'll call out and everything.
We do a show talking about suicide, and Alex has his Alexa call the hotline for him.
Well, she can't hear you guys, and that's one of the reasons why I have it set up that way.
Maybe we should get on speaker at your house. Come on, let us play with Alexa.
No. Hey, Alexa. You don't say hi? You just go and blink at me?
I pronounce that hi. But I'm always working on how I say things, and I might not have it right.
Oh, there you go. You need to learn some blah, blah, blah.
Phonetics.
There you go. Anyways, back to Lindsay.
Oh, crap.
What would you like to know?
How's it going, Lindsay? How come you use cannabis?
Because I had cancer.
What kind?
Why did you do that?
I know, shocking. Yeah. I have been in treatment for cancer. This is my 4th year.
Go girl.
I used it to, I had 2, let's go. Start at the beginning. I was supposed to have a lumpectomy. It was supposed to be a very simple little procedure, no big deal. The day before, they called me and told me I had to have left side mastectomy. And then when I got the results from that, they had to go back in and take out the lymph nodes on my left side, part of the muscle, and then they took the right side as well.
Wow.
Yeah. So I have a 26-inch scar, and my boobs are made of water and sand.
That's why I wanted you to show your boobs.
I'm not wearing them.
Oh, okay. Because the boobs are awesome. I mean, as far as prosthetics goes, that's an easy one to do.
So you opted for that against inserts or stuff or can they even do that now at this point?
I can't.
Okay.
I have a friend that had the insert. She had a product put in that stretched the skin. But I don't have enough skin or muscle to support it.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I figure if it's right across your chest, They wouldn't have a whole lot to attach.
At least you don't have to worry about boob sweat anymore.
Too.
Not at all. It's great.
Wait, no, but don't these like water bags sweat more? Don't you sweat more with those?
Can you load them up with your
away
favorite
from you, though, couldn't you?
You should get a straw. And
you can pull them out.
Can you put a straw on it, load it up with a beer or two, and you get into a concert real easy with that. Take a bunch of fucking... That'd be a great
That's where
concert
I hide
idea.
everything. My money goes in there, my cell phone.
She got a boob purse.
Take the water out, fill it with vodka and a straw.
Just a second. Fill her up.
I probably could.
Yeah,
Okay,
then you'd also end up having to breastfeed all your coworkers.
So let's get abreast of the conversation and continue on.
Yes.
You were at the removal part.
Yes.
So they removed everything. I had, I was supposed to have 5 rounds of chemo.
Wow.
When I got to my second round, I had a heart attack.
Because of the chemo?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The chemo actually leaked out of the IV and into my muscles and everything in my hand and caused a lot of issues. So they had to give me some kind of heart medication before, and it extended my chemo to 10 rounds instead of the original 5.
Wow. Was that doxorubicin?
Yes. Yep. And then I had 25 rounds of radiation, which Lenny's lovely wife came with me to. It was great. I had a lot of laughs with her and the kids in the car.
Oh, yeah. Tara's awesome.
Yeah, she is. She was an amazing help.
So
some people probably even go so far as they say they like Tara more than they like Lenny, but I wouldn't say that.
I'm pretty sure that's pretty much universal across the board. Dude.
Is it true, guys, that when you're using cannabis and you're taking radiation and other forms of whatever they got to give you, you're not supposed to use as much oil because it kind of just cancels each other out? Like, you're supposed to break the body down and then repair it. That's what the chemo does, right?
No. Yeah, but you don't want to break the body down. So,
well, I wouldn't. I honestly don't know if I would even, unless I absolutely had to.
Chemo goes in and destroys the cancer cells, but it destroys all the healthy cells.
Okay, can you do the same thing with cannabis as chemo does? I've been told
cannabis
you can.
Works differently by making your immune system go in and kill the cannabis.
Builds it up on its own, right?
Yeah.
Basically turns the switch on.
Turns the switch on and gives it the fuel to go in and fight it.
So, what you're hearing, Al, is...
I was always told from...
No, what you're hearing, Al, is there's something called oxidative stress.
Okay.
One of the theories of why it kills the cancer cells is the chemotherapy.
Okay.
So these things like high-dose vitamin C and things like that, they say don't take it with it.
Well, I was always told that if you're on any kind of chemo or radiation, do not use the oil at the same time because it'll cancel everything out.
It's an antioxidant. That's the theory.
Okay.
Now, I was using capsules boil when I was on chemo and radiation.
And it didn't affect it or help it?
No. They let me keep food down.
Yeah, it would
help
with,
to beat it.
With nausea and stuff like that you get from the chemo and the radiation.
And what about smoking? Yep. Are you smoking? You smoke as well or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Not as often. Or I didn't as often then. I do more now, I should say.
No, because honestly, there is some pathophysiology how THC and CBD, it's vascular endothelial growth factors and prevents all. There's all kinds of theories why it helps with cancer. I honestly still believe half it allows you to sleep, allows you to eat, and allows you to stay healthy.
Yep. You get to refuel your body.
Like Marcel said, it helps your immune system. I still think it just helps you don't fade away, cachexia, nausea, whatever. That's still my theory.
I know that with the diabetes, I wake up, within 10 minutes or so, I feel shitty if I don't eat right away. But sometimes I can't eat right away until I've had a few joints, right? Because I just feel bleh. So I know from that aspect it helps. I know that it helps with pain. I've never had, knock on wood, a major illness like cancer. I've had a couple of scares. I've had polyps, but I don't know. I'm glad you're still here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am too. I use it a lot for nausea. The medication they sent me home with morphine, hydromorphine.
They make you nauseated anyway, those things.
Yeah.
No, metformin makes me nauseated.
There was another one that they gave me, and I was so out of it that every time I was on it, my emotions were on high. Like I'd cry over something so silly, like pouring water into a glass. Like it was just ridiculous. Yes, Dilaudid. Sorry, I have a bad memory.
That is hydromorphone.
Yeah,
it was like it was an injection that they gave me, that they were coming to the house giving to me, and it was horrible. I asked them to stop.
So are you? You're still doing chemo?
Yes, once every 28 days, I get an injection.
Okay, because my friend
tablet.
CJ goes through that as well. He goes every month or whatever and has an injection, right?
Yep.
But it's to control. I can't. Do you remember what he has by chance, Marcel? I can't remember what it is.
No, I don't remember.
I mean, it's I believe it's a blood disease, and I don't know. He uses a hell of a
form
lot
of leukemia, but not leukemia.
Yeah, I can't remember it all. It's been a while since we've had him on the show. Wow.
I feel bad. They never told you to take melatonin during getting doxorubicin, did they, Lindsay?
Nope.
Google melatonin and doxorubicin sometime.
I will.
Increase your vitamin C.
Yeah, and they told me to take vitamin D. And today
everybody should be taking vitamin D. But I have a big problem between the D3 pills and liquid D. And I find that the liquid D is 100 times more effective. Those D drops are 100 times more effective than those actual pills.
Better absorption.
Yeah, if you're going to take vitamin D, then take those D drops.
Hey, Marcel?
Yeah.
My capsules have vitamin D in them.
You put vitamin D in your capsules? You make those, Darcy?
What's that?
You make them.
Yeah, Marcel. I eat the same ones Marcel eats.
Okay, I've had those before. Have I not, Marcel?
I like them. To be honest with you, my wife started taking them, and ever since she started taking them, I find her quality of sleep has benefited her tenfold, and not just that, just everything about just her every day because of her anxiety and stuff. I find they help out a lot. So I know I'm getting enough vitamin D.
Vitamin D is really underrated by our medical community, but it's so friggin' important.
What's your best way to get it
for everybody? Well,
Lenny,
right from gestation, as soon as you start to develop, vitamin D is responsible for your entire vascular system.
Dude,
so if a pregnant mother isn't sufficient in vitamin D, then the child's going to be born with a deformed vascular system right from the start. But they don't check vitamin D.
Where's the majority of the MS and where's the majority of the psoriasis cases in the world?
Northern climates where there's less sunshine for natural vitamin D. This is why Canada is so prevalent.
Autoimmune diseases take vitamin D.
Autoimmune diseases, yeah. And vitamin D is added to the Uttar Pradesh health kits, along with ivermectin and
in India.
Yeah, they've basically taken COVID and wiped it almost non-existent in their province.
Yeah,
with these health kits.
So whenever you see any of these assholes on Facebook, I follow the science on COVID. Ask them where their doctors are telling them to take vitamin D, and then I'll believe them.
Yeah. If you get a doctor to tell you that you should be taking vitamin D, you got a doctor that's probably one of the smartest people.
You have all these public health doctors, and I like take your vaccine, but it's like, for the love of fuck, if you had any truth to you at all, you would at least say, and also please take your vitamin D.
So when I started researching what I had and how I could fix myself, one of the things that come up was vitamin D. So I went to my doctor and I said, I want to test for my vitamin D. I said, and then I want to try something in 3 months' time. I want to test it again. So your threshold for vitamin D should be somewhere between 20 or 75 to 150. Mine tested at 28. Went back 3 months later to do it again, and he said, we can't. He said they'll only allow us to do one vitamin D test a year.
Canada, that's true. It's fucked.
Yeah.
Nova Scotia, I should say. I shouldn't say Canada.
Yeah. So I had to wait an entire year to find out if what I was doing was actually working. So my next vitamin D test was 74.5. That's when I realized that I figured it out. So I'll stick with that as a dose. But the importance of vitamin D is not held to where it should be in the scope of the medical community.
So
and I think the reason being is
because they don't know immunology.
What's the best way to get vitamin D?
Pardon me?
What's the best way to get it?
You just swallow it. Yeah, but
no. I mean, what is there a fruit? I know the sunshine gives it to us, but is there a fruit? Is there?
No, just take the drops.
It's sheep wool.
The hormone.
It's sheep wool, not hormone. It's sheep wool. It's lanolin.
No, but vitamin D is not even a vitamin. It's a hormone.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
What about lipoic acid?
Or no, sorry, no. Vitamin E comes from sheep's wool, not D.
Lipoic acid. Lipoic acid's pretty good shit. Why?
Because I keep hearing a lot about it. I'm on a group online that on Facebook that they have a lot of restless leg syndrome and stiff muscles like myself, and
it is mitochondria. It's also used for diabetes.
And they keep talking on there about lipoic acid. Take lipoic acid. I'm like, I didn't know you could just buy it.
I've got some here. I'll give it to you if you want, because it did nothing for my legs.
Yeah, it's more of a mitochondrial enhancement. It's more used for diabetes.
More for diabetes.
Another one that they might be promoting on there for your restless legs is low dose naltrexone.
I've been using that for years. It's amazing.
3 milligrams per 100 milliliters of liquid, and slurp back 5 milligrams a day.
Low dose naltrexone is another one of those biggest secrets out there.
Mm-hmm.
Need a prescription for it.
Yeah, if you get your doctor to write your prescription for the capsules, you turn around and you go home and you mix it yourself into the low dose.
No, you don't. Your pharmacist at the medicine shop makes it.
Well, if you have, sorry, I don't have a medicine shop in Amherst when I was doing it, so I was using my own laboratory. I got my own lab.
But no, the reason vitamin D is so important, everyone's heard of T helper cells in your immune system, blah, blah, blah. There's more than one T helper cell. There's TH1, TH regular reg cells, TH2, TH17. TH1 dominance makes you like inflammatory, inflamed. It promotes cytokine storm. So if you think about it, think of COVID, why is everyone dying because of all these like lung and inflammations of cytokines and blah blah blah, and they're drowning in their lungs? It's because they have a low vitamin D.
Intubation tube in their throat.
No, it's very simple. When they showed study that people that had higher vitamin Ds had 76% less comorbidities with COVID, it is because people with low vitamin D are TH1 dominant. And to shift that TH1 dominant, the best supplement or product to get you back in that TH2 safer anti-inflammatory basis is vitamin D. So fuck you, Dr. Tran and Strang.
So if I go into the pharmacy tomorrow and say, hey, buddy, can I have some vitamin D? What do I ask for?
They won't know what I just said.
No, I just want to get some vitamin C. Or D. Probably could use some C as well.
You can buy it. You buy it off the shelf.
Can you
buy a bottle of liquid for like $20-$30? It'll last you fucking 6 months to a year.
So if I go to the Jameson aisle, there's one there for that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do a drop or not, but I do the drop.
Jameson's has a drop.
Okay.
That's what I got.
Yeah, they have a drop.
Equate's got a drop.
And I can put it in my
the
tea or
actual
whatever.
tea drops.
Are they 1,000 or are they 400? Don't fall for those shitty 400 ones.
Yeah, get the
1,000.
1,000.
1,000 a drop
If
for
you-
Jameson.
Yeah,
It should be
1,000 a drop,
1,000.
not 1,000 a mil.
What
Don't
about
get
360 drops per bottle.
what about magnesium? How much should I be taking of that?
Depends.
On
I have another pharmacist friend that swears that everybody needs more magnesium.
They're actually right.
well, I got. I think they're 100s.
Yeah, but here's why it depends. What's the salt? Magnesium what? Glycinate? Magnesium citrate?
Well, I'll
Magnesium.
hold on.
Most would be magnesium citrate.
So if I get it in my capsules, Marcel, I don't need to take them drops then.
These are extra strength magnesium.
It doesn't hurt ya.
Jameson
Well,
tablets.
I know, but
100 milligrams.
Is it, yeah, but what's the small print say? Is it magnesium oxide? It's probably
You
or
can't
magnesium.
read that shit.
That's why you take a picture of it and then blow it up.
How much did you pay, Al? $10?
I don't know. $14.99.
Probably magnesium oxide or something stupid like that. They give you the shits more.
I'm going to do exactly what Marcel said.
give me
and
the
then
shits.
I can look
That's
at
crazy.
it. Hold on a sec. It's like a magnifying glass, I guess.
They've done studies. 60 to 70% of North Americans are deficient in magnesium. That's why they say that.
But is 100? Am I just wasting money with 100 milligrams?
Honestly, you can. Here's how you dose magnesium. Besides the oxide, you take as much as you can. When you get the shits, you're taking too much. Cut it back.
I always have the shits.
It's probably because you get the oxide. No, if anyone wants
it's the
magnesium, here's your
metformin.
best way to get magnesium. A cup of Epsom salts in the bath and soak for 20
all right,
minutes.
here's what it
Or
says.
get magnesium glycinate twice a day.
Elemental
Or 2 to 4 days.
magnesium oxide citrate.
Yeah, piece of
phonate,
shit. Sucks.
Blah, 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 blah. So, is there a different brand that I should be getting?
Go get magnesium glycinate. You want to take 4 capsules a day.
What strength?
They're probably going to be 90 to 100 milligrams if you can find them.
Okay, cool.
You'll probably have to go to a health food store. Most pharmacies don't have them.
Okay, I can do that too. There's one around the corner.
Because they sell you shitty Jameson products and Equate products.
Well, this place has this place has a lot of natural stuff too. So
yeah, go to a natural health food store and ask for good magnesium. You want something called a chelated magnesium.
Okay, that word will jump out.
Glycinate.
Well, now we're into all of this nice chat with the pharmacist. How about iodine, Lenny?
I don't really do a lot of iodine just because I'm not comfortable with it. You can't do too much. Are you talking for thyroid or what are you talking for?
Well, I had an interesting conversation with somebody yesterday about a new product that's coming out that's getting quite rave reviews, which is an ingested iodine product.
I've heard of it. I don't read enough science on it. My whole thing, when I was told, if you put a drop of iodine in your skin, if the dot stays there, it probably means you have enough iodine in your body. If you absorb it really quickly, it probably means you're deficient. But iodine's just controversial. You can take too much, it can cause harm too, right?
That's that brown shit they put on your arm when they're going to have surgery?
Yeah, they used to use it for like first aid kits and cuts.
It's antibacterial, antifungal, kind of anything. And it makes your skin yellow. When they do your wash before surgery, it's got iodine in it. That's why it stings.
I had to bathe in that stuff.
I don't really push iodine or suggest it.
When I went in for surgery on my shoulder, they gave me, I can't remember it, Hexa something, and it was a soap, red soap that I had to buy a bottle of and wash everywhere the day before and the morning of surgery. This is at the beginning of COVID, remember?
Right. Iodine's been used for years for thyroid. Anybody with an iodine deficiency is going to have thyroid problems.
How do you find out if you have an iodine deficiency, like on a real scale, not just putting it on?
Well, that's what Lenny says. Just put a drop on, and if it absorbs quickly, then
there's no blood test or anything the doctor can do to say, hey, or would
they can do it, but usually most people nowadays, I think there's a couple spots in the States
When do they look for that kind of stuff? When he does my A1C and stuff like that,
it's like Michigan or somewhere like that where there's an issue with
and this is why their salt. It was easier to iodize the salt, so this is why you've got iodine in salt because of those states. Like I think it was Michigan too, because you get iodine from your ground, like so it comes in your vegetables and fruit and salt. But they didn't have iodine in their ground like everywhere else, so they started iodizing the salt. But thyroid is the biggest one that it's used for, but it's also used for radiation poisoning.
Do you have to take a whole bunch of pills as well?
I heard it was that.
Lindsay, do you have to take a whole bunch of pills still, or is it just the one shot?
Yes.
So
No, I take 7 pills a day. Exemestane.
Stuff for pain as well?
No, the only thing I use for pain now is cannabis. I don't use anything for pain that filters through my liver or anything that.
So you're only taking what you have to. Like that's what I'm doing. I only take what I have to take. Right, as far as the pills. I think metformin twice a day and then 2 others. So 6 a day, I guess. Right? And then a whole lot of weed. Right?
Yep.
Like every way you can have it, give it to me.
I'm up for that.
Yep.
I made really good treats, but you can't have any.
Yeah, well, you never share your treats with me anyways. It's too expensive to send stuff.
Yeah. Good thing you weren't my neighbor. You'd be some fucking fat.
Fat. I'm already fat. Thank you.
That's why I added the No,
I heard you made some mushroom treats.
Yeah, they were good.
I like mushroom chocolates.
Yeah. These ones are dark chocolate, caramel, chewy caramel, and toasted walnuts.
Ooh, with cannabis?
Oh yeah, of course.
You could do that with mushrooms
when are you
too,
coming?
dude.
What are you coming to visit?
I'm going down your way on Sunday.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, Darcy, Sunday.
I figured that out when you just said that.
Hey, what happened?
Oh yeah, Sunday.
Better be in the afternoon.
Why?
I'll be busy
Sunday's
until
sleep-in day.
I'll be busy until 1.
Why?
Well,
you're gonna say you're going hunting?
No, he's going to get a turkey.
That's a lie.
It's farm day.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right, you'll be home by 1.
I'll be home by 1. Yes.
Did you see the article about the Australian company that was wrongly named as a partner in Taliban-led hash processing plant? Did you see that one yet, Marcel?
No.
Here,
what?
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to send it to the show chat thingy on Facebooky. There you go. And I'm going to post it in our... yeah. There's a lot of really weird shit going on these days, man. Holy.
What? Okay, wait now.
If you guys want to look at it, it's in our crew chat there on Facebook. He's reading. We need some reading music.
Oh, no, I had to.
You almost need like the Jeopardy.
Okay, so it's Australian medical consulting firm Sea Farm.
Hey, what happened?
That's all I got. What'd you say, Marcel?
So it's a company out of Australia called Sea Farm. It's a medical consulting firm. And they're a small family-owned business, and they were falsely reported as partnering with the Taliban to build a $450 million hashish processing plant in Afghanistan.
Well, it makes sense to do something like that.
$450 million hash processing facility.
Yeah, there's a ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, there's big money there. Somebody will jump on it. Use me.
But
I'm over here.
That's a little over budget.
What Your toilets would be gold. They would have to be gold because it's a hash processing facility. The equipment that you need wouldn't come anywhere close to putting a dent into $450 million. Is this basically to buy half the country to plant? But I feel bad for the Australian company that.
Yeah, it sucks. You know, it sucks. Like association or not. I mean, Jesus, that's a way to kill a business, is to say shit like that. You know.
So that came from the Ministry of Interior Affairs in Afghanistan.
Wow.
And they tweeted out that yesterday the Deputy Minister for Counter Narcotics, Ministry of Interior Affairs, met with a representative of Sea Farm Company. Sea Farm will invest $450 million in setting up a hashish processing company in Afghanistan.
Oh, it sounds legitimate.
These guys had no fucking clue that they were going to be on the hook for $450 million.
Maybe rubles or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, they say we have no connection with cannabis or the Taliban. We have no idea where the Taliban media releases come from. And we want to assure everyone that it should not be connected to Sea Farm. Yeah, poor bastards. Oh, that's okay. The Taliban came back and said it's not Australian, it's a German company.
Even better.
Yeah, after Australian company Sea Farm denied Taliban claim that it will set up hash processing plant in Afghanistan, now TBN say that they agreed with the German company to set up hash processing plant, not Australian company.
Wow. For all the public investors out there, if you're getting offered anything about hash for like $450 million, you may not want to do it.
You're getting ripped. Man, Benny, can I have $450 million to build a hash facility in Canada?
You know what? I'm struggling to make a $500,000 massive fucking. I don't think I can spend that much.
$450 million. I'll tell you what. You give me $450 million, I'll give you the hash processing facility, fully secured, everything included, and then I'll take the $425 million left over and buy an island and go retire. That seems fair.
Okay, I'm going to break in right now because I got a question for Lindsay.
Okay.
Where do you go from here?
I take over the world.
Right on.
Okay.
See, she's Pinky and the brain.
And the brain. No, really, in your life, where do you go from here? Is this something, this regime that you're on now, aside from the cannabis, is it something that you've got for the rest of your life? I'm pretty sure that CJ has to go through what he has to go through. He's got bad diabetes as well, probably for the rest of his life. You know,
they told me 15 years.
That's what they're giving you.
Yeah. If
to
it doesn't
keep doing
come back
this?
Yes. To keep on the same regime that I'm on.
And that's every 28 days going for chemo.
Yeah.
Is it consume your life? Do you have to take a day off? Do you have to, do you go through the whole blah blah all the time? No, the cannabis helps with that.
It does.
Well, what I know of it is my mom hid it from me. I didn't go with her for anything. But in the movies, that's basically what I've seen. Somebody having cancer of that sort going through chemo. That's all I've ever seen.
Oh, I had fun with it. I wanted to be in control of it. So when it came time that I knew my hair was going to fall out, I shaved my head and I let Olivia, my daughter, I let her wax my head. What are you going to do? I'm going to lose my hair anyway. So might as well let everybody know it's going to be my decision to lose my hair. When I get my chemo, I just go back to work because it's easier to
be
work
sick at
through
work
the
than it
day
is to be at
and
home.
not have it on my mind. What's that?
It's easier to be sick at work than it is at home, or just as
Yeah.
easy.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
As long as I don't get sick in a clean room, we're good.
Yeah.
Don't get sick all over that stuff. I cut and bagged enough.
I promise. I won't.
15
Not all
years,
over the patch.
15 years
Yeah,
is a long time to be on that kind of a regimen. And I'm glad that you don't have to go through what I would think that I'd have to go through.
Well, anyway, if anyone gets a really disgusting can from Truro Cannabis, give some thoughts and prayers to Lindsay that day. How about
If it's a bad day.
That might have been a chemo day. So
Yeah, that's right.
Don't be an asshole. We'll refund you, and just prayers for Lindsay that day.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the doctor wanted me to take interferon injections, and I said,
"Isn't that what they used to
why?
put in air conditioners?"
Well, that was Freon.
Well, that was Freon.
Yeah. And I said, why would I do that? He said, to help slow the progression. I said, but it's already proven not to work. He said, well, false hope is better than no hope. Wait, now, if I already know it's not going to work,
isn't that called
and it's not even false hope? But that was his attitude. And I said, how long would I have to take that? He said, well, I'll probably take it for the rest of your life. And I said, it definitely won't be a long life then. He said, well, I don't think it's going to be a long life without it. Ha, fooled you, fuckhead.
We're glad you're here, Marcel.
No, I'm not.
And the doctors wrote me off and pissed me off and made me fight back.
You get stubborn when you get sick. You get to a point where you're so stubborn that you're just not going to let it take over.
Really, you do. It's a mindset. You have
to.
You have two choices. You can accept it, or you can wallow.
Exactly.
Right? And if you accept it, then you can fight it.
Yeah.
And if you fight it, you win.
Yeah.
Most cases.
I live with stiff legs every day. Lindsay knows she felt my leg the other day.
Yep.
Oh no.
That sounds like an HR issue.
Okay, now Darcy, you haven't
On
told
the other
people.
side of the fence, guys.
You haven't told people why Darcy is in a wheelchair, and just quickly tell people why, because we got new people listening all the time. So.
Because I was an idiot and went to work for my boss's father, and he fell a tree on me.
He fell a tree on you.
So,
So-
rule of thumb is don't work for your spouse's parents.
You're in a wheelchair. You're you have movement from your waist up, right?
Yes. No, actually, I'm a T18 on incomplete.
That's
what they
I
call
didn't know what
T18
you
on-
call it. So
Yeah, it's T18 on incomplete. It's an incomplete break, meaning I can still feel everything on my left side all the way down to my toes. I can move my toes.
and you can walk assisted, right? I've seen
with
you
my
standing.
walker, I can
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit,
yeah.
but lately my legs been so stiff because all this shitty weather that I
I
don't
fucking
even,
the weather hate.
I don't
that.
even chance it. So,
Yeah.
and yes, it is true. I always was one of these ones that my grandparents used to say, "Oh, I'm so sore. It's rain. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain." I'm like, it's all in your head. Kind of, you're younger. It's all in your head. No, it's honestly true.
Yeah.
It's in your joints.
Oh,
No,
buddy,
it's
I
not.
tell you, my back
Yeah.
right around my brake site when it rains, it's sore.
Like I said earlier, it's the new pains that get me. I'm used to the old shit. Like I'm still not used to my arm stuff, right? But when a new ache or a zap, I got neuro shit going on, right? It's painful, right? You get used. I get zapped all the time. Yeah.
Okay, so I've got one spot left on my body that is right under my left shoulder blade that I still get the occasional zaps. And I'll tell you, I'll be walking along and it's just like somebody stabbed me right in the back with a hot knife.
it started. The one stabbing thing is my shoulder, and what happens is I'll just be walking along carrying something, and then it's just like an electric shock going through my muscles, and then it just stops. But it hurts like a motherfucker. The jabbing is arthritis. I got fibro, and it's, you know, that kind of shit.
No, these are it's just like a bolt of lightning hit you.
Yeah.
I used to get them before.
Just sitting there, and you're just like, whoa.
It would go right down my leg and into my foot.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Or vice versa.
Painful. Yeah.
Yep. The ones that shoot up from your foot up are actually, for me anyways, a lot more intense. Right.
You guys, is it just my feed I'm getting this lately? It's like these like Memo and Cameo feeds where you can pay celebrities to send people, I guess B-list celebrities like a birthday wishes or something like that. Have you guys, has this just been popping up to me lately?
No, those have been around for a while.
They used to do that. They used to do that on radio stations all the time. Yeah. You call in and do a birthday thing.
I like to get one from Ric Flair.
Why Ric Flair?
Ric Flair.
It's your birthday, brother. Woo!
Hey,
no,
what
cool.
happened?
Like D. Snyder's like, that'd be cool.
Let's see if they have any wrestling in the. We got John Cena.
One of the guys in our department had it done. His girlfriend did it for him.
I have just one question for you. Are you ready?
Oh, shut up. Anyways.
Who had it done? Somebody at work had it done?
Yeah, Nick Wright. He's in the packaging department. His wife had it done for him.
For what? Who?
For his birthday, I think it was.
Had what done?
Or their anniversary.
Had what done?
I'll have to look it up. Not classified. It was a Canadian singer.
Like there's Redman I'm seeing here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Celine Dion.
They used to do that stuff for promo stuff all the time with radio stations.
You can do it for the business, but it costs a lot. You can get it for your show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go to there's I guess B-list celebrities that
Natalie from Pax LA.
They use the voiceover sites that you can go and they'll do a voiceover for you, but you're paying them to do it, obviously.
Yeah. Well, you're paying for these things too.
Yes, of course.
How much they cost, Lenny? You're looking at the site.
Ted Nugent's $384.
That's not bad. Hey, let's get Ted to do it.
Wait, Ted Nugent. Yeah, that's for a birthday wish.
Joey Belladonna for Anthrax is there. Darcy.
Nice.
Anyway, it just kind of cracked me up when I saw all this shit. I was like, really? Like, some of them were like $70. Like, there's some hockey players like $30. Is like, oh man, you're hurting.
Oh man, you're hurting. Yeah.
And they'll do a plug for your business.
Unfortunately,
there's like hockey players never even heard of before, and I kind of know hockey.
Unfortunately for me,
is I can't even say his name. Kapu Kaku or whatever the fuck his name is from New York on there.
Who?
He's fucking. I can't even pronounce his name. He's a little Russian. Kapu Kaku or something like that. His name is.
Oh my God, Joey Lauren. Joey Lauren is bald.
From
whatever Blossom Joey show Blossom. Yo, stupid kid.
Six's brother.
Wow, I haven't seen that show since I was like 10.
This is hilarious. We got to find one and get someone, order one for somebody.
While you're going through that, I have a quick question for anybody. Has anybody taken a minute to watch Get Back yet?
Get what?
The documentary about the Beatles.
Oh, is it? What's that on?
It's on Disney. I watched half of it this morning. It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, is that the one with Paul McCartney? Like, is more of a him?
No. It's the Peter Jackson documentary that he did. They found like hundreds of hours of footage that nobody's ever seen.
Okay, I'll watch that then. So it's on Disney.
It's on Disney Plus.
That must be why they released the new song.
And then you'll see the real Paul McCartney in that.
The Paul McCartney.
It's all about the rehearsal and then a live show that they did surrounding but it shows them. From what I fell asleep and then I went out, but
they got Guar on there, Darcy.
It showed them working on new songs and reworking old songs and stuff like that. Like it was a whole recording session, right? So I'm just curious. So that's a conversation we'll have to have when everybody's seen it.
You guys ever follow that fake Paul McCartney's legend or story? It's really cool.
That he's actually dead and that's not Paul?
Yeah. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. He is.
There's a documentary there that do a whole a movie on it. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's the thing I watched.
There's probably lots of stuff about stuff like that, but that's not what this is. This is.
No, but it's pretty. It's obviously not true. It's pretty fucking cool if it was.
But didn't they say that he died in a car crash or something? The real Paul McCartney?
Yeah, something like that. And that's not Paul walking down the road on the Abbey Road.
Well, that's part of the legend. The Abbey Road is like a funeral session.
Yeah.
Is kind of part. And then Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart. Like there's little clues in the album cover and all that stuff.
Dale said the song is based on that. Just turn your mic on, Dale. Lazy bitch.
It's a cool. I think it's not real, obviously, but it's a cool conspiracy theory.
There's a lot of them. So, people are still saying that Elvis is still alive. There's pictures. So,
Yeah.
Tupac turns up everywhere.
Actually, there's that one was a new one that I was watching, and then I just kind of got back into the whole conspiracy behind Courtney Love killing Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, it's always been something people have said.
Yeah, I don't think she did. I don't like her, but I don't think she did.
Because I was watching the fucking dude on that documentary. Anyways, I forget his name, but he was like, yeah, I know who killed Kurt. I know who killed Kurt. And then a week later, he ended up dead.
And there's also stuff still going on now. People are actually looking into the Robert Wagner and Natalie Wood stuff and all of that stuff because a daughter or a sister or something have come up with some more stuff. I don't know. So I don't know why I even brought that up, but it's.
Have you watched the new Tiger King?
Oh yeah, I watched it. Yep. There'll be a third one, and I ain't watching that. Let's put it that way.
The third one's going to be Joe. It's going to be Joe talking to PETA.
Getting out.
That's if he makes it through prostate cancer.
They're trying to get him out right now still. But you know what? It was very anticlimactic. I watched it just to watch it, and it did nothing for me. Yeah. I've been watching Everyone Loves Raymond. That's what I've really been enjoying. What's that?
I watched some of it. I just fell asleep.
Yeah, basically. Yep.
He's still in jail.
Still a bunch of he said, she said.
And then now Carol's suing them.
Carol Baskin tried to stop Netflix from running this season. But then
she's suing them for defamation.
Yeah, but basically their lawyers have said, you know what? You signed a release at the beginning of all of this. Fuck you. Basically is what they've said. So, good luck with that, Carol.
I got the name Lisa Loeb in a long time.
Holy shit!
Really?
No.
But who would really geez, pay $165 to have Lisa Loeb say happy birthday to you?
She needs $165, man. You figure she's worth that anyway.
I'm kind of curious who would want to pay that and who would care so much for Lisa Loeb.
I'll say happy birthday to somebody for $50. I figure I'm at least worth $50 to say.
Fuck, I'll do it for Tim Hortons coffee, guys.
You get weird.
Can you sing like Lisa Loeb?
No, she had that one song back then. It was a huge song. That was a fucking shit ton ago.
That was 90 what?
It was definitely 90s.
98, 99?
No, it was earlier than that.
Somewhere around there?
It was earlier than that, I think.
I know I was in high school.
Oh, no, it was definitely 90s, and it was a very big song, but that was a long time. For someone to I am such a big Lisa Loeb fan to this day, seems kind of weird.
It does.
So did you guys hear the thing that I played at the beginning of the show? I'm going to play it here. Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
Yeah, Mary and I, we did that the other day. Okay, I'm going to play it right now.
Yeah.
Go.
Hey, Mary Jane Baker. No, I'm Mary Jane Baker. Wait, can we do that again?
Mary Jane Baker, take 27.
Hey, I'm Mary Jane Baker, and you're listening to 420radio.ca.
27 times, huh?
No, not really. No.
27 times.
I think it was about 14. We were going to add more, but I wanted it really quick, right? Like I didn't want to have like 15 and go agains. You know what I mean? we were hanging out and we just kind of did it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Because she's silly that way. Oh wow! Don't say "oh wow" in front of a bunch of people, 6 people that are evidently
Lenny's
stoned.
complaining about his ads. At least his ads are interesting.
What ads?
Well, you're saying about those things that keep popping up about calls and stuff.
I'm intrigued by it because like some of these people like I never even fucking heard of, and some of these people like you haven't been famous in fucking 40 years.
Okay, so you go on Facebook right now and you scroll through. What is the majority of the ads that you see?
Cannabis.
Yours? That's what yours. Cannabis.
Pretty much, yeah.
Same here.
Yep. Speaking of ads, one sec. Cannabis Hut has opened up just like not even 4 blocks away, and they have your stuff there. So I think there's like $58 for a can. Does that sound about right?
Go get the half.
They don't. They only have 3 strains of you guys. They don't have any concentrates at all. Do you know Do you know anywhere in Ontario? There's none. Well.
Ontario only carries a Trojan wedding mint in secret.
That sounds right. They only carry 3. Wow. So if I sign up as a medical patient, then I can get it direct from you guys?
Yep.
Ooh, that'll be happening tomorrow.
Might even give you a friendly discount, sir.
Well, I'll let you know when
Hey,
I've
if
done
Lenny
it.
gives you one and I give you one, then tell him that's 40%.
That's 40%, Len.
Yeah, you ain't getting that.
All right, well, I'm going to sign up.
Just tell it like it is, sir.
Now that I've got all my paperwork sitting here, I can do that. I'm glad my sister remembered to give it to me before she moved. She almost took it with her. I'd be like, whoops.
I'm encouraging everyone to go to this Cameo shit because it cracks me up. It's like, who are these fucking people? And they want to be $192? This is hilarious.
You're still looking at that?
Oh, yeah, this is great. It's like, who are these people?
Do you want to give them a plug before we go bye-byes?
One guy's a YouTube creator, Chris Villain.
Never heard of him.
26. He's only $26, so he's pretty shitty.
$26.
This is a
Chantal
good question.
Here's $640 from Chantal Kreviazek. Are you kidding?
Are you serious?
Is Ray Nato on there?
I haven't got to him yet, but he must be.
Well, she's on there. That's why I was wondering if he was on there. Because aren't they still married?
Isn't she? She's actually in Truro, like in a couple of weeks, like Christmas show.
Oh wow!
I actually like listening to her.
There you go. You should get her to come to Truro and do a thingy for you while she's there, buddy.
I know the Offspring's coming to Halifax in January.
Are you even allowed to do shit like that yet?
You get your tickets yet, Lenny?
No, I haven't yet.
Do advertising for Truro like that, like a radio
I'll
ad.
probably go. I just don't know what's going on in my life that far ahead. Offspring are awesome.
I know. I want to go see them. You got to see them last time. I didn't, so I'm definitely going this time.
Okay, I'm lost.
Yeah, no, they're really good.
Lost.
This is a cool question.
Okay.
What would you do if you traveled back to 1985 and you had to stay there and live life over again? What would you do differently?
I'd only be 2.
Ooh. Well,
you would be 2.
I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have broken into that car.
Hey, I would have rolled in a bed on the dinky car and broke my collarbone.
I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm joking, of course.
I did that one nice too.
I may have invested in this little company called Apple back then.
Yeah, or a little
What was
side
I doing in
business
1985?
known as Microsoft.
In 1985, I think I was living in Parkdale.
I was what was I, 12? 11?
Around Parkdale, I guess.
I was still in the fucking military.
I would have been, okay, I was born in 63. Somebody has to do the math because I can't.
You were born in what?
63.
Yeah, okay.
You're 18 now?
I was 18.
You're younger than me.
I would have been living at Beverly Lodge, which was a halfway house. That's where I was. Yep.
I think I would have been a lawyer.
That's what you were thinking about? Being a lawyer back then?
I think I was like, okay, regroup. Being a lawyer is going to be kind of important in
Is
the
that
future.
what you went to
Being a lawyer.
study first before pharmacy stuff?
No, I had no interest in it, but now this world's fucking ran by lawyers, so I think I should be a lawyer.
The majority of people would all say that they would get stocks.
Oh,
They would-
whatever.
they would
Well,
invest.
Back to the Future 2, we went back and got the fucking book to try to bet in sports, right? That's the
Yeah.
whole game. But
Yeah,
I probably would have smoked way more weed when I was younger.
I know.
No, I wouldn't have. It would have been the same.
I used it in high school, but not a lot. But I think I would have did it more.
You wouldn't have been. Well, would you have been in high school in '85?
No. But as I got older, I just would probably I was like, I don't know about this weed stuff. It's supposedly bad. Use it a little bit. Don't use too much. I think I've been a little bit more all in.
What the hell is AC, Dale? Gone to the AC? You mean you're going to turn on the AC?
Agricultural college.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Yeah, it used to be called the Agricultural College. Now it's Dalhousie University. School of Agriculture.
Okay.
They bought.
Why can't you still go? Why you could go now?
AC. Well, you can't go now because, and there's a lot of pissed off students, that the universities have now mandated that everybody has to have vaccine passport and be fully vaccinated for the winter semester, and anybody that's prepaid will get a refund.
Are you serious? Are they doing that here in Ontario too? I wonder. Probably.
Well, they're fucking doing it here.
Probably more of a Nova Scotia thing again. Fucking crazies. You know what I do?
A pile of pissed off students.
I want to. Now that I have time to think about it, I would go see Queen. And I would also make sure I saw the Ramones. And I would also make sure I didn't miss my Nirvana show in '94 before. Did I tell you I was supposed to see Nirvana that summer at Lollapalooza?
No.
Oh, really?
When he killed himself, I had tickets.
You should have kept them tickets.
Oh, I didn't.
You went to '94, right? You went to Woodstock '94. You said, right?
That's why I ended up going to Woodstock because
I was there. My sister and I went.
Me and my friends were so gung ho. Like,
oh, it was great.
We were
I
all
loved
planning to go to Toronto to that Lollapalooza show.
I've not been to a Lollapalooza. We used to go to Cayuga Speedway for a May 2-4 weekend. That's what we used to do when we were growing up.
But Nirvana was headlining at Lollapalooza that year.
Oh, wow.
Well, we went to another roadside attraction, which was Tragically Hip, and I think Blues Traveler. It wasn't all Canadian stuff, though.
And the Ramones, I was into them, but I wasn't as into them as I should have been.
Yeah.
They were in Quebec City when I was like 20. It was like their last tour. And then obviously, you don't believe it's their last tour either, like a Kiss. But then obviously Joey Ramone does it. And Johnny.
How long ago was Kiss's last show?
2000 years ago. But I do regret I didn't go see the Ramones.
I have tickets to see James Taylor, and it was supposed to be with Bonnie Raitt coming up next year. And Bonnie Raitt has backed out, and now it's crap. I can't remember his name. I also have tickets to see Bachman and Cummings. Hopefully they will keep that date because that's the one I really want to see. Uh-oh. Lenny
Somebody
just
died.
got clipped. His wife came in.
It's 10 o'clock. He said, "No, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
Did he? No. He did
Pretty
not.
much. Just left us.
Rules. Nope. Oh, his battery died. Well, it was good timing. We got to go anyways. Lindsay, thank you. You can come back anytime you want, and you can just sit there and say nothing, but we won't let you say nothing. Kind of like with
Lindsay,
Dale. Dale says
just
stuff
seen your
every
dog.
now and then.
Oh, my pup. Look,
Aw.
he loves weed.
And he's waiting to go outside, obviously.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
totally full of energy.
Rose is right behind me. I don't think you can see her, but she knows when 9 o'clock rolls around, it's time to go out and be fed. Yep. So I will say good night to everybody. Is there anything you want to throw out there? Anything you want to, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay high, stay healthy.
Yeah, we'll see you next weekend.
Yeah.
Or not.
Night, guys.
Okay.
Night.
All right, now I got to do this thing here.
So what are you doing? Nothing. Why not?
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.